On a drizzly mid-October Friday afternoon, when we are in a year that makes no sense whatsoever, it's always good to have a conversation or two about it. This is the Venture Forward VF Talks. Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning, wherever you may be. This is VF Talks for October 16th, 2020. And what I have told others continues to be a very crazy week, or a very crazy month, or a very crazy year. And yet, we're here. We're talking about it. And that's what the VF Talks is all about. There is a new audience joining us tonight. I want to briefly talk about what VF Talks is. This is something I've done in private for 2 or 3 weeks in a private streaming group. And what the VF Talks basically is just a chance for us to talk within interview mode or within the comments within Facebook chat. YouTube is not cooperating again today, so it's just Facebook today, but that should be fixed for next week. And also to talk about anything that's on your mind. We could talk about the really great Venture Forward episode we did last night. We could talk about ideas you want to see on the Venture Forward. We could talk about anything you want. That's what VF Talks is all about. And before we continue, there is a certain character, a certain stuffed animal, don't tell him that apparently is a bit disgruntled. And his name is Rex. And the thing is, he did not make it to the first episode of the Venture Forward. He was very persnickety about it. And I think there's no better thing for us to do than address this right now, because I think there are some people that are wondering, one, what is Rex doing there? Secondly, for those that are new to the show, why is he named Rex when he's obviously a Triceratops? And then moreover, talk about how this fits in this whole entire story. So let's go to the comments. Or as someone we all know would say, let's go to the comments. We are. Here is the first one. Merc, who, again, thank you for being on the show yesterday. You did a phenomenal job, and I thank you very much once again. Merc says, I already don't like the way Rex is looking at me, like he's got a problem or something. I think we've understood over time that Rex has a bit of an attitude problem. We've tried to talk to Rex about going for an anger management program, trying to figure out, hey, where does the anger come from? Is it that sort of misplaced frustration that he's a Triceratops, but he thinks he's a T-Rex? Get it? But we're still working that out. And we'll have more conversations with employee relations, and maybe at some point in 2021 or 2022, he'll get the idea and he'll calm down a bit. But Merc, you're right. He is looking, he's looking a little pissed. Don't know. Jack says, dude, let's go. Yes, let's go. Indeed. Jack says, wait, I know this music. That music should sound very familiar to many of us in the sense that it's part of a lot of the live streaming pros music mix and epidemic sound. And I will provide a link to that within the comments after this chat. It is an incredible sound to have. It is basically free to broadcast once you have a subscription, but the details are up on the website, and I will provide that website after the program. Matt says, JV. JV says, hey, Matt, how are you? What's going on? Sandy says, hello, JV. Hello, Sandy. And hi, Matt. Paul Weber says, I found it. As we know, we can't call Paul Weber Paul Weber. We call him Weber because he was when he was in school, when he was a kid. That's how he was addressed. So good to see you, Paul. Good to see all of you. Matt says, can we talk about tacos? Well, Matt, I'll say this. If you want to jump on, and I'll send you the eCam link, we could talk about tacos. I would love to talk about tacos. There are many people, I believe, in this chat that will love to talk about tacos. So the floor is all yours. Just let me know if you want in. Say hi to Sandy. Sammy, how are you? Hope you're having a great Friday afternoon over there. You're one of your fans over there, Rex. I don't know why you... Why do you look so angry? Why do you look so angry? What's going on there? Do you want to be in your regular position? Hang on one second. I think that's part of it. Hold on. All right, we'll move you. We'll move you. We'll move you. Would that be better? Okay. Jeez. Is that better? Got anything to say? You know I can't... Oh, jeez. He's profane. He's very profane. It flies right out of his mouth. And quite frankly, unless I had a bleep button right here, I would utilize it, but oh my God. Jack says, Rex, you got another fan over there. Sandy says, hi, Paul, Jack's Sammy. Paul says, hey, Sandy and everybody. Sandy says, he is mad about the other side. I think that's the case. I think that truly is the case. We'll see as the program goes on if he calms down a bit. He still looks a little pissed. I'm just saying. I've known this Triceratops for a little while now, and he, like I said, he's got an anger management problem. Weber, indeed. Sammy says Rex needs a YouTube channel. If he's going to be an attitude problem, he's going to be an employee problem here. I don't think anybody gets a YouTube channel for now. I think he needs to calm down a bit. He calms down, then we could talk about a YouTube channel, maybe a Facebook Live channel, maybe Twitch or what have you. It could be D-Life for all I know. We could give him anything he wants. He just has to calm down. Hang on one second. Oh my God. Really? Really? 4 times. I've been on 9 minutes. 4 times from this guy. I swear to God. What up, everyone? John? Pleasure to meet you, Sean. Glad to see you here tonight. Matt says, send a link, please. I will do that in a second. And Sandy says, see, he was mad about that. Sandy, I should have, quite frankly, I should have asked you about that. I should have asked, hey, do you mind Rex over there? Or do you mind Rex in his usual broadcast position right behind me? We could have made something work. Just saying. Matt, I owe you a link. Hang on one sec. talks amongst yourselves. I'm getting a link. Hang on 1 second. You could discuss why Rex has been cantankerous most of his life, all 9,000 years. Figure that out. I'll let you know. I realize if I had a button, I can do this a lot better, but it's just a conversation. You guys can hang on for a second or two as I'm trying to get Matt a link. That Matt will join us momentarily. How you guys doing today? How's your Friday treating you? Have you had a good week? Has it been a crazy week? We'll talk about that too. There's Matt. Matt, you're in the green room. Hang on 1 second. Matt, how are you?
I'm good, John. How are you?
I am doing well. It's great to see you today.
Right back at you, brother. It's a nice day. It's cold, it's rainy, but I'm loving life.
I would consider today very autumnal. It's a very autumnal day here. A little chilly.
Very good, very good. This is a new Ecamm live interview interface I'm looking at here. They must have spruced it up a little bit.
They have spruced it up a little bit. There is a little bit of an annuity, if that's a word, probably not a word, about this stream versus last Friday's VF Talks versus the first VF Talks. So we're getting there. And we got pips and everything. And
Gotcha.
there's no Gladys Knight.
I can see the chats coming in through the Ecamm interface too. They're really
Yeah,
stepping up their game, that Ecamm.
they certainly are. Let's see. Let me bring some of these real quick. Debbie's saying popping in just to say hi. JB, good to see you.
Hi,
Yeah,
Debbie. Hey, thanks
Weber.
for joining my live show yesterday. She popped in. Oh, actually, it was Brenda G's live show, but I co-hosted, so that was fun.
Was it a good show?
Oh, yeah. Brenda is amazing. If you haven't met my co-host, Brenda, she is a pistol. She grew up on a farm, dairy farm, and she sounds Southern, but she talks real fast because she's Northern. And she's older, and she doesn't take any crap from anyone. Very cantankerous, very opinionated. And we get on that live stream, and you never know where it's going to go. It just goes. It's amazing. I love it. I look forward to that show every Thursday. We do it at 7 p.m. Eastern over on her channel. Her channel's Brenda G's Designs. Oh, Debbie says she's hilarious. Yeah.
I will definitely include a link to that in today's program for sure. Where did the train go off the tracks yesterday?
Well, she talked about her former YouTube series, which is That's Why I'm Still Single. And she there must be 60 episodes, and they're all true stories about when she was dating and what happened to her, and each one is more insane than the last. And she was talking about what a man had said to her that she had just met on, you know, she's a internet celebrities, like we all are, and was getting to know someone, and he said something a little, I don't know how you. Anyway, it was sort of it was sort of like a compliment and sort of something else, and it was
So
pretty funny.
one of
But
those
she's
curveballs with the knife. It's a wonderful count, and then there's the knife being twisted in there.
yeah. Anyway, she's a hoot, and she has these other. She does these 1 minute videos, and she's done 260 of them. They're
Hmm.
called Heifer Haven's Free Advice, because she's a dairy farmer, so there's a lot of cow references in her stuff, and it's 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 free advice, but she doesn't guarantee it's good advice. So people ask her these questions, and it's the most insane answer, and it's never good advice. It's always probably the opposite of what you should do. Anyway, she's fun. So
They're not coming to her with medical advice, are they?
no. But I still think it's pure gold. That old series, she's not doing it anymore. That's why I'm still single. She talks about, you know, going out, like getting in on semi trucks as like the guy picks her up in a semi truck. She talks about guys dropping her off after a date, and she goes in her house, takes 4 steps in to put her purse down on the table, and then takes 4 steps back to the screen door to kind of see him off, and the car's already making dust out of her driveway. He was out of there. That just crazy stuff like that.
Doing cartwheels basically, and that's good.
He dropped her. He ran back to his truck, fired it up, and he was leaving smoke on the way out. Just that fast.
Driving around as if he won Daytona, and he's just the front yard is basically what it looks like after 500 miles. That's the strategy.
Yeah. So anyway, I have fun with my co-host. It's a lot of fun.
I definitely will put the link.
Exciting on your direction. What's new and exciting from you, John?
I did my first Venture Forward yesterday. It was
I did the logo.
It was, thank you. It was a really great episode. It was a story about recovery. And I had a fellow gentleman from the recovery groups that I've been a part of basically tell a story as I was peppering in part of mine. Now, granted, his addiction is somewhat different than my addiction, but the sort of mechanics of addiction and also that sort of rush and how you basically gravitate to the addiction is basically mostly the same across the board. So it was a really good episode. It's definitely a must watch if you or someone you know has had a history with that or has a history with addiction. It's definitely a program you want to watch on the Venture Forward for sure.
Cool. And this where does the show air?
The show airs on the Venture Forward Facebook page. There is a YouTube page, but Restream doesn't want to be a fair player right now, so we're going to look at that over the weekend. And in time for Tuesday's episode, we'll have the Restream working for both YouTube and Facebook.
Well, I think it's good news. When I joined this chat, it said, "Do you want to follow the Venture Forward page?" So I hit the follow. I guess I'll actually like, because isn't it like you can follow and like?
Yes.
There's 2 things, and the like is more powerful, right?
Oh, you got your little thing there. That's good.
Oh, bye. I need more of these little things. These are fun. But yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm in. I'm no stranger to addiction. My family is we're gamblers in the Haas family. Mm-hmm. We love blackjack. And I almost had an issue with alcohol. Like it got to the point where I was like, "Ugh." But I didn't go that. I didn't get deep enough where I had to do anything.
Right.
So someone said something to me. Well, my mom did, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I turned myself around. She said, if you do become addicted to alcohol, you will always be recovering. You will never, and then you can never have another drink again the rest of your life. And I was like, hold on. I was like, I don't like the sound of that. So
see, the thing is, that's true for any addiction you pick up. Now, and I'll talk about this on Tuesday, but obesity in me has been around most of my life. And I've lost 200 plus pounds 3 times. The first 2 times I lost that sort of weight, I realized there was another mechanic going on as far as me gravitating back to the food, gravitating to that sort of sense of overindulgence. But that sort of phenomenon that when you're an addict, you're an addict. It's true for overeating. It's true for alcoholism. It's true for gambling. It's true for any sort of addiction that you think of, and it's something that we constantly have to fight and constantly keep an eye on. And the only way to do that is having a strong support network and really going back to the basic steps of whatever 12 step you're doing, whether it's Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Gambling Anonymous, you name it.
I assume whiteboards help too.
That certainly helps. It keeps me honest.
Good deal. Good deal.
I will have a separate cam for the board next week. I just have to get it lined up here. I think people ask about the board every time we do an episode, whether it's been public or within the groups, and I think it's time that the board has its own camera for sure.
So you're adding cameras to your production. Is that what we're hearing?
Yes.
Because this is currently the inbuilt video camera of your laptop, right?
Very basic. Very basic.
Step it up, brother. Come on.
I see that there's an audience. So now that there's an audience, much akin to much of the advice that we've gotten through LSP, shameless plug for LSP, now that we know that's there, we're going to go step it up. So the next step is to get a camera for that board and then a camera for here. I like the camera that's in my MacBook for sure. But at some point, I definitely need a better camera, a mirrorless camera for the broadcast position over here.
Yeah, I bought a app for the Mac that helps improve the inbuilt camera of your MacBook Pro. It gives you all the sliders, so you can adjust things and you can stop the autofocus if you want, and it gives you a little more control. So for $19, you can make, that camera. If the MacBook camera is like a 3 out of 10, you can make it like a 4 or 5 out of 10.
I'll
And
take a
I
point
did
or
that
two,
for a
sure.
while. Yeah, that was my process. Is I used that app to make my inbuilt camera a little better. Then I got the C920, the little $130 webcam.
That's going to be the camera for over there, the C920. I know that question popped up. Sammy was asking it. And what camera are you getting? Logitech C920, that for the sideboard.
Yeah, I think I got the S. There's a couple with the C920. Whatever. It was the medium because the Logitech has a couple cheap ones and it has that Brio high end one, and then the C920 is kind of right in the middle. And it's nice. I mean, it was better. It was better. And then my 10-year-old Canon DSLR started working with Ecamm with USB. It wasn't perfect, but then I stepped it up to that, and then I finally got the A6100.
Well, Matt, I gotta say, one of the first things I ever told you is how great your studio is, and you're definitely at some point I want to aspire to that, whether it's in this office or off in the side room there. I gotta figure out the right place to build out a better operation.
I tell you, brother, I mean, what you're looking at here is all $10, $15 expenditures. There ain't nothing. I mean, I go low cost and I go slow. Like I mean, I wish I had tons of money just to drop on this stuff.
Yeah, me
but
too.
I mean, these lights were like $20 each. These little, because I can turn them on with my phone, and the strip lights here, they're, what are they? $15. Not very much. Yeah, I just had fun with it over the, So these were connected to the super chats, but then I stopped streaming on my channel that had super chats, and my All Things YouTube channel doesn't have 1,000 subscribers yet. So it was neat because people would super chat me. They would turn the lights on. They would want to see themselves. Kind of a cool incentive.
But see, the thing we learned today is you need a whole Game of Thrones theme going on now, because that was sick.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. You had Abby in her Game of Thrones garb, and Gloria making a special guest appearance in that animation. And
Oh, was that
yes,
today?
it
I
was.
only caught the last 20 minutes of it, and there was already member only chat. I missed part of that.
You
Oh,
had the
cool.
sort of thing where people were so attracted to those animations they kept on super chatting more. We couldn't stop laughing.
I love it. I love it. Let me see. I got a question here from Jax. She
Let me
says,
bring that up real quick. Matt, can you explain how you get the hero to connects to your eCam? Would that work with vMix?
hero? Here,
Mm-hmm.
you mean the action cam
Yeah, the
hero?
action cam.
GoPro hero? You connect. I don't own a hero, but what you do is you bring it through a capture card. You bring it through the HD60S Plus or some other capture card, and then your computer sees the capture card as a webcam, and that's how you get it into vMix or Ecamm or whatever your computer's using. That's how you do it. And as a matter of fact, if you could find a Hero 4, now that's an 8-year-old device, the GoPro Hero 4, you can get them for $65 on eBay. If you got that and the $100 capture card, what is it? That little stick one, the
Mm-hmm.
Elgato Cam Link is what it's, I think.
Yeah.
Uh, you would spend just as much money or around the same amount of money as the HD60S Plus, and you'd have a way better system. Because the 9-year-old lens in the GoPro Hero 4 is much better than the C920.
Sean asked a question before. My week is going well, getting better at the whole relax and take it easy part. How's yours, John and Matt? Matt, how are you with relaxing and taking it easy?
I don't do relaxing very well. I'm a stimulated kind of person. I go. Like when I come off of vacation, I'm exhausted. That's the way I. But oh yeah, hey brother, sisters, it's all good at the Haas house. I'm loving life. Finally getting out more. Every now and then this friend has to do something. We put something together with that. It's fine. It's slowly starting to get back to normal. I'm digging it. I'm digging it.
Debbie
Oh,
had
does
some
Jack?
comments before. Hi, Sandy and Matt. She's hilarious, and also, Brenda taught me how to cook properly with wine.
She did this shtick last night where she likes to cook with wine, and the whole thing was to start out cooking with wine. You have to pour yourself a full glass of wine and drink the whole glass, and then you put the wine in whatever the stir fry, whatever you're making, and then if there's any wine left over, you have to put it in your glass again to make sure it hasn't changed. It was the whole shtick.
One for the
She,
pot, one for the cook.
yeah. Brenda's a bit of a comedian.
Thank you, Sammy, on the overlay. Debbie's crying laughing.
How can I
So is
change my
Sammy.
camera? Oh,
It was amazing, JV. I loved it. Thank you.
there we go. I had a request for the bald spot cam.
Oh, okay. There you go.
That's my C920. Hi world. I don't know if this works very good for interview. Ooh, no, I got what? What's happening? Did I just go full screen on the air?
No, you're within the
Okay.
window here.
Oh no, I don't think I can get back to my other camera because the little gear turned into these up down arrows and
Uh oh.
swap camera and program feed.
Hmm.
I can't get my other camera back through the interface. That's weird. Oh well, I'm on bald spot cam the rest the rest of the show.
I mean, if you like, I could bump you. You could reconfigure Ecamm and come back if you want. I mean, it's up to you.
I don't
If you don't
know.
mind turning around and facing that camera, that works
I could
too.
take the camera off the tripod and
Okay.
put it on the thing here. I'll figure it out.
All right.
It's got to be a way.
So we're talking camera options. If you have a camera option that works well for you, let us know in the comments here for sure. Sammy thinks that app that we were talking about before to kind of modify the MacBook camera is from Ecamm. I think there is a utility in there. Truth be told, I just wanted to get the gears running, but there are things I can do with this camera that I haven't done yet. And there's going to be a camera for the whiteboard within the next week because everybody asks about the board, and I think the board requires its own camera. It also allows me to do any sort of diagram or any sort of thing on the board that talks to a certain story that we're doing or a certain program that we're doing on here.
Eyeglasses is the name of the app that I was referring to earlier.
Eyeglasses.
Yeah.
Jack says, "Oh, by the way, dudes, you're being played on my brand spanking new computer. Woo woo, first broadcast. I saw the unboxing of that computer. It looks awesome."
The gear came back, John. I'm able to flip it.
What was that? Oh, there you are. I see. There. Okay. There we go. Back to that.
The gear wasn't there. It vanished. The little
It was
icon.
hiding.
Now I see it. So it heard me complaining. See, that's what happens with technology. I was the tech guy at my office, among other things, being the manager. I had to fix everything. Technology just fears me. Like when I walk up to a computer that's misbehaving, it like starts behaving because it knows. It knows.
It's like the story of my career.
Oh, Sarah's asking what computer Jack's got. I know the answer to that. She got the Alienware R9. It's a beast of a... And that is the computer one of my VIP consulting clients got on my recommendation. And it's the same one that LSP recommends you get. I guess it's the R12 now, or the R11. There's different numbers, but the R9 was the one you could get a couple months ago.
Sarah asks, "Are you using your MacBook's camera?" Yep, still am. It hasn't done me any sort of lack of justice here. It's been working well for all of the latest stuff, and also all of the video journal entries that I've been doing, as well as the stuff that I've been doing for the group. But that said, I'm at the point now where I'm doing this more and more. I want to get better sort of camera angles, and as Matt's showing up a little, showing off a little bit.
This is the same camera as John's using. I flipped my inbuilt camera. Now that I know how to flip the camera.
Certainly over time, it's gonna get a little bit better over here for sure. Let's see. Jack says, "Yeah, that." Sarah says it looks good, and Jack says its name is Herbert, the alien.
Sammy says he's working on a taco set. He said how much money he's spending on his taco themed set.
Sammy, how much are you spending on the taco set? Are you in the 3 digits yet?
I think he said $79 if I recall correctly. But I mean, hey, so Sammy, I guess the question is, do you have a sparkling plush taco like this? Like this might be something you want to aspire to. Just go to Dave & Buster's and drop about $70 into the coin pusher machine. You too can have a plush. I love those coin pushers. They're so freaking addicting. Did you ever play them?
The coin pusher, and also the thing the crane. I've played too many cranes over this lifetime of mine.
Oh, they got all kinds of cranes at Dave & Buster's, but yeah, the coin pusher. It's got this thing where you can hold down the trigger and it'll fire coins, rapid fire onto the thing. It gets your adrenaline pumping.
Sammy says $71. So if you said 72, you've gone over. 71 bucks. Come closest without going over to the price Sammy's taco set.
I have no problem with money being spent on taco-themed memorabilia.
Paul says, "Hey JV, going to sleep now. It's 10:50 at night over there. Best wishes to you all." Thank you, Paul, for joining us this evening. I appreciate it. Hope you have a
Good night,
great
Paul.
weekend.
Stay awesome over there in the UK.
Hey Sammy, I'm looking for a flush patron. You in? So there's a request.
What's a flush patron?
I
Patron
don't
that has
know.
Cash?
Yeah, probably. Sammy says,
all-
"Wow," laughing. Jax is laughing at a taco. Sammy says, "I got everything today," and also says, "Wait, you're going to miss the Funhouse."
The Funhouse and live streaming Friends starts at 6 in 9 minutes.
Oh. Well, I'll probably go a little over 6 o'clock if that's all right.
I'm hanging here, brother.
Cool.
As long as you'll have me.
As long as you like to stay.
Bonus.
Or until the audience says, "Okay, where are we going with this?" Yeah. If the audience is trying to talk some sense into me, it's like, maybe they got a point. I don't know. Who knows? Jack says, "I always wonder when Sammy goes to school. Sammy, when do you go to school? How are your grades? Talk to us."
Don't ask any trigonometry questions.
No trig. No trig at all.
Yeah. Oh my God, my son.
Outside of SOHCAHTOA, I can't help you much outside of that, right?
My son sent me an email with his trigonometry paper. He says, "Dad, I got an A minus. I'm so stoked." I was like, "Good on ya." And you should see it. It was like some Goodwill Hunting crap on those pages because he uses his iPad Pro. That's his main computer at college. And with the pen, he can write all the formulas and write out his answers and things like that. It was insane. Looked like he was warping time and space because there was like a 3-axis chart with this big cone coming out of it. I was like, "What are you doing?"
Jax wants to know too. How are your grades? Good question. Sammy says, "Okay, so, LOL. Are we talking about a difficult topic? Is this going to be sensitive? Or we have to put up a viewer's discretion is advised? Could do that." Sammy says, "Good."
That must be his answer to his grades. Good.
Sammy says, "I do online school because of COVID. Thank God I'm not monetizing this stream. Otherwise, I wouldn't be monetized. So, yes, online school because of COVID."
Question for me.
Jax asks, "How do you write a paper on math? Isn't it just math problems? The higher the level of math that you do, it's more proof, it's more theory. It's writing out proofs of postulates and theorems and writing theory on how things get solved. Now, granted, when you get a problem set, and this is going back to college way back, in the 1800s, you have to answer the question in long paragraph form with diagrams and equations to help solidify your point. So, as the classes get higher level, you go from the 100s to the 400s to the 500s. It becomes a lot more detailed and a lot more intricate in solution construction for sure.
Trying to find my son's paper. I could show it. Here we go.
Sammy says, "I had a lecture today." Was it a lecture from a prof, a teacher? Was it a lecture from your parents? Who gave you the lecture? Phone lines are open.
Okay, I think I'm trying to share a screen.
Oh,
Jared.
let me, of course, let me get that on there. Hang on a sec. There we go.
Look at this.
Yeah, and let me go to one cam on this. Hang on.
Okay.
That's just me now. Let me switch it. Again, getting used to things.
You have to have your scenes pre-set up there, John.
I did. I followed everything, and yeah, I know.
Slap like now.
Well, there it is over there, and then if I can get you over there, don't mind me. I'm
Do
just
the camera swap. Okay.
There we go. That's good for now. All right. So, here's the problem.
Yes. Look at that weird graph he had.
Oh my God.
I was like, what? What? Are you warping the space-time continuum? The spaceship flying through here or something. Cosines and parabolic this and blah 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 that. You didn't get
Blah blah
something
blah
right.
that and blah 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 this. Read
Oh look,
carefully.
see he had a T here, but it should have been an R. Oh dear Lord! I threw
Ooh,
the whole
sorry.
thing off.
Sorry.
All right, we'll go back to normal
Yeah, let's
mode
go
now.
back to the thingamabob. I
Push
say
all
this
the
like
buttons.
a true professional here. Thingamabob.
Hey, can I ask you? I have a
Sure.
question. So your logo, what's the inspiration behind the logo? Is there any story?
It's a
behind
phoenix-looking creature that's flying into a new sort of life-changing portion of their life.
that? I thought it was a phoenix. Phoenixes are badasses. They're a cool fictional creature.
It's the sort of thing that I think someone was asking me the other day what sort of animal you kind of what kind of animal do you portray yourself as, especially when you've gone through the last 22 months. And it's easy for me. I just say phoenix. I'm rising from the ashes, from the weight, from the alcoholism, from the gambling. So it's something that's really just helped me considerably, looking at that sort of thing. I've had other thoughts. Dragons were thoughts about maybe I'm more like a dragon and a phoenix. Maybe I've heard others, but I think the phoenix gravitates to me. Matt, what animal do you portray yourself as?
I would have to say a lion because I'm a former lion attack survivor. I think there's a little bit of lion in me. So
How long ago was that lion attack? And
it was 2015.
so
I
5
was
years
in
ago.
Mexico. I was in Mexico. His name was Simba. Kind of bitey. He was a majestic beast. Actually, it was an adolescent lion, but it did bite me, and I've got the pictures where I had the indents. It didn't break the skin. It was more like playful nibbles, but it still counts as a lion attack. So
I definitely would put that down, especially it's going to buck, right?
yeah, yeah, you gotta watch those lions in Mexico. Crazy. A were-lion.
Where lion?
Yeah. I played Dungeons and Dragons. There's more than just werewolves. There's were-boars. Never heard of a were-lion.
Where lion?
Yeah.
Obviously, Jax is not an engineer or accountant, so if you're wondering that, that's what's going on there.
Thanks for clearing that up. I am
Sammy's
not an
laughing.
astronaut.
Sammy
lot
was
of things
lectured
I'm
by a
not.
teacher. If you're scoring at home,
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Teachers.
Sammy got to private school.
There was a private school in our township, and it used to have a blue ribbon school, which means it's in the top 10% of all schools.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had a logo change, and the blue ribbon school went away because they're no longer in the top 10. I'm like, oh, that was slick. I was like, I see through you, former blue ribbon school.
They moved to the bottom of the rankings, just like the NCAA football. It's like, oh, we're not bowl eligible anymore. Of course, we're talking about the academic bowl, not the Orange Bowl.
Yeah.
JV's commentary makes comments sound funnier than intended. Sometimes I intentionally do that today just because of the way the week has been. Absolutely unintentional.
JV, you have to
Absolutely
find a way to
unintentional.
see. That's a valuable thing. You should find a way to monetize that. People should pay you to come into their to be the co-host, and then you could just read comments and make everyone feel good about the comments
I
that you read.
I'm available. If you're interested in having me co-host your show or be a guest, let me know. You know, it's funny you asked that, Paul. Paul, right? That there's a spoiler. Matt, Paul has asked me to do an episode of Are We Live Now in a couple months
Okay.
because that show is off the hook. Are We Live Now, Wednesdays, 4 o'clock Eastern. It's a good time. I'll put the plug in there too, which I don't
Demand
have the
at
plug.
least $200 for your appearance fee. At least,
I'm thinking at least 200 pennies.
because they're going to get the JV bump with you being on. See, they're making out in that transaction, John. Make no mistake. Make no mistake.
Jax keeps breaking stuff. Hopefully unintentionally. If it's
Oh, and her
intentional, you can join us. We could talk about why things are being broken. We're here for you. Always. Did I design a logo? I gotta be honest, no. I found a public domain image that talks about Phoenix, and that's the one with a small little tweak. I'm looking to get one professionally done, but it won't happen right away. I think for now, it's a nice logo to put in the lower left-hand corner, to put it as the page logo for not only Facebook but also YouTube. But I'm looking to get a more professionally done logo.
Do you have a line art version of it? That's what
I
we
do.
need.
I do.
Oh, you do? Sweet. Yeah. All about the line art. I used to have a channel that was about Adobe Illustrator because I'm an Adobe Illustrator certified expert, if you can believe that.
I absolutely believe that. Matt, you're very talented.
Sammy says his school's in Princeton, but he drives an hour away to go to school if there was no COVID. Yeah, Princeton. Yeah, Ivy League, baby. I had a business meeting at Harvard, and my boss and I went to Harvard, and we had.
Did
this
you
business-
just do the beating pun? Did you just do the beating pun, Matt?
I don't know what that
Business
is.
meeting.
I did talk about a business meeting that I had in Harvard. Why am I not? What's the?
You called it, didn't you call it? Never mind. Go on. Go on. Go on.
I'm not following. I'm lost. Yeah, I bought a T-shirt at the Harvard gift shop. You know, just a gray T-shirt said Harvard with the crimson lettering, and I used to wear it all around town. They're like, Matt, where'd you get that T-shirt? I'm like, Harvard. It says so right here. Can't you read? You didn't go to Harvard. I'm like, no, I never said I went there. I was there on a business meeting. So that's my claim to fame. Things only a YouTuber says. I used to have a channel about that. I did. Yeah. It was my goal was to have a course on how to learn Adobe Illustrator, but I did the due diligence and it's not a good business model because it's very saturated in that particular field, and I wouldn't have been able to turn it into an empire. Does the Funhouse start at 7? It starts at 6.
Yeah, I think Sammy was wondering what is the prescribed dose he has to take in order to get into the funhouse. It says dose the funhouse started. Never mind.
Yeah,
Never
okay. 2
Jax, my
ketamines.
school's a blue ribbon school.
Yeah, awesome, Jax. Nice.
And I just put that up there too. Jack says you're hired, so congratulations.
Got a job. There you go.
There you
There
go.
you go.
CK says hi. Hi, CK. Hope you're having a great Friday.
Hello, hello.
Sammy says I missed what you said about my comment. Well, you'll have to rewind. It's
There's
got
no
rewind.
rewinding on Facebook, is there? You have to wait till it's over.
yeah.
Is there
So-
is there a live rewind?
Not. That's one of the drawbacks about not doing this on YouTube, unfortunately. But later you could watch it and say, "Oh, that's what you said." Got it. Got it.
Spoiler: I like the YouTubes.
Well, I mean, you have a whole channel called that, right?
I know.
Things only a YouTuber says. I used to have a channel about that. What's the craziest thing you ever had a channel about on YouTube?
Can I talk about the craziest channel I'm about to create on
Ah!
YouTube?
See, it's a plug. We're plugging the channel. Here we go.
All right, here's my idea. If anyone wants to steal this idea and use it, you have 100% my permission. But there is a video that has 1 million views that teaches you how to, are you sitting down? Drink a glass of water. So I was thinking about making a channel because, all of my channels, I have several channels that have this nomenclature, awesome something things. So I was going to call it awesome obvious things. And I would do full tutorials with overlays of angles and speed and direct, an explainer video.
Mm-hmm.
But the things I would be explaining would be ridiculously obvious, like drinking a glass of water. Like now this one has a lid on it and it only pours out the one side. So you don't want the pour side to be opposite your lip. It would be like that type of mentality. And the whole shtick would be like, if you're sitting with someone and they dribble water on themselves, you can send them my video. Like that would be like the call to action. So it would get people to share it because, oh, you can't drink water. I'm sending you Matt Haas's video on, awesome obvious things.
Please tell me you're doing this with like 5 to 10 different camera angles with like 1/100th sort of perspective.
The production value would be off the charts. Like it would be very well done. But the subject matter would just be ridiculous. Like how to walk up steps. It's like lift your one foot. Now you can't leave it lifted and suspended because then you'll tip over. and don't lift both feet at the same time. It would be like stupid stuff like that. Anyway, This is what goes through my mind, people. So just stay out of my head. It's a scary place.
Matt,
I love
there's
it, Matt.
a lot of people in this group that have the same thoughts. That's why it's gravitating so well.
I don't have time. Like if I had unlimited time, like that's the type of crap that I would do. Sarah loves it.
Sammy's school is 5 minutes away from Princeton. It's good. Jax, I'm going to start grading Sammy on his spelling and grammar. Jax, please do that. I've only been trying to tell that for years, even though I've only known him for months. But if we could start deducting letter grades every time you misspell something, that would be awesome. Sammy, looking at you, man.
I don't tear people apart for their grammar or spelling.
I'm on my phone. I also have dyslexia. Okay, we'll be fair with the grading. We'll be fair with the grading. It's fine. Sarah says, "Love it, Matt. It'll be huge." I agree. It's a great concept.
The venture funding is open, so if you want to get in on the ground floor, I can get you in with the reduced pack, 10 grand minimum. That's the reduced amount. So
You're talking about venture funding on the Venture Forward. Look at that.
yeah, how about that?
Sammy, who isn't? Jack says a matter of Haas.
You gotta be careful throwing those little sound bites at me because I'll buy up the domain name. Someone says, "You're like the Wizard of Oz, but you're like the Wizard of Haas," and I'm like, domain name.
Matt, you could call it "Don't Take This for Granted."
I like Sarah. That's good advice. Do you do consulting? I have cash, Sarah. So have your people call my people. We'll do lunch.
Sarah, you could consult. I could guest host that show. I mean, we got a business going here, right? You got the consultancy. You got the witty co-host that makes really inappropriate comments. You got something. Just saying.
And don't forget your talent, John, making other people's comments sound great when you speak them aloud on camera. That's
And
your asset.
and after 9, naughty. So I do both.
Oh, you slip in some double entendres. I love it.
Or triple. Uh, Sarah, I'm all over it. Messed. There you go.
Look at the next one.
Jax, king of his own domains. There's another. See, the amount of research and focus group attention that you're getting in this hour and change, Matt, it's saving people's lives
This
from a
is
marketing
money.
perspective. Yeah.
This half hour has been pure money. All of my business, thinking through business ideas, coming up with business ideas for you. I might get some venture capital out of it. Yeah, looking up, looking up.
Onward and upward, Matt. Onward and upward. Sammy says, I'm getting sammyisabusyguy.com.
Nice.
You could also, as another domain, as you're going on a domain shopping spree, you could say Sammy is a busy guy and cool.com, and also .net and .org and all that. Although you need to prove a 501c3 for the .org, but yeah, you could do it.
Not anymore, you don't. It's not 1997 anymore. I'll give it to anybody. You can get a .gov if you wanted to. And after 9, I do naughty.
That's
so
right.
I do both. Quote of the night, JV.
Thank you. Now Sarah's calling me a T. See, that's what's happening, right? I mean, I come to this program on a Friday afternoon with honestly the most nicest and kindest of intentions, and it's turned into smut. This has turned into smut.
John, you're naturally sexy, and I'm sure you fight off the women sometimes. I know it can be a burden.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you very much. CK says NA9, naughty after 9. So it's rated NA9. Jax, and after 9 I do naughty. So I do both. Quote of the night. Oh, God.
Well, now, see, here's a business model for you. So you do your live stream, and then at 9 it goes members only, members only chat, and then it gets naughty. And now YouTube has a new feature where you can shut all non-members out, where you not only lock them out of the chat, but you can lock them out of the viewing.
See, Matt, what they'll try to do, though, is try to watch it, and it'll be all pixelated and stuff. And for some kids, that's perfect. Talking as a teenager from way back 20-some-odd years ago, that worked for me.
Yeah. Do you remember the old copy protection, like when you turn to the HBO channel? And the way it was rigged is the more dark the image was, the more scrambled it is. But every now and then when there was a very bright scene, it became less scrambled. And you were like, oh, there's a boob. Like, only if it's well lit, which didn't happen very often. That was the old style copy protection that they used to have on network television. Do you remember network television?
Yeah, that I think it had a 3-letter. It was like ABC, CBS, NBC. There was like a Fox later on. I don't know what that is. No idea.
Home box office and
Home box office. Skin it. There you go. Yes.
Chicka wow wow.
But see, the thing about Skinamax was it was after 10 or 11 o'clock, so it does a NA10, NA11 program over there. I'm bringing it to 9. I'm NA9.
Gotcha. You're inappropriate for people that need to get to sleep at a decent hour.
The heck with that. I ain't sleeping. You're not sleeping either. The last few minutes had me rolling on the floor laughing my ass off, literally. Jax, glad I could oblige, for sure. Jax is saying NA9, 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 so viewer discretion is advised.
Oh, too sexy, my friend. Too sexy.
Thank you.
The women, you're going to have to beat them off with a stick. You keep that up, John. I'm telling you.
I could, and then I'll have one of those chili dogs you were talking about a couple weeks ago, and it all goes to crap. Sarah's smiling. Sammy is laughing over there with four of them. It's a quadruple laugh. Jax has got a double laugh. CK is working on the Bow Chicka Wow Wow transition music for NA9. Muchly appreciated. That'd be fantastic. Certainly you won't see that on Tuesday or Thursday, but you'll... Oh, God.
This is my son is learning how to cook, and he's making some salmon there.
You know, funny enough, I had salmon for dinner tonight. It's a salmon kind of night.
Cool.
Yeah.
The one time they cooked fillets on their grill that they have outside their college apartment, and I had like pasta or something, and I was like, as a parent, when my son is eating better than I am, it kind of rubbed me the wrong way. For a second.
Kids today will never know the joy of scrambled porn. The more you know.
It was a burden. It was a hardship of us growing up in the 80s, and so,
The hardship was real.
'cause we had no premium channels growing up. There was not.
Jack says, "What if you have a channel that is scrambled porn?" That's a brilliant idea.
We could make like a Final Cut Pro filter that puts that old style scrambling on it. Harken you back to, the old trying to pirate the
Back to
skin.
1993.
Yeah. The money ideas just keep flowing here, John. This is insane.
The ideas of money making ideas and smut through the roof on this very podcast.
It's hard to catch in on smut now because it's so readily available. But you gotta really be innovative. But I think we're onto something. I think we have something that could catch on.
I think so too.
We should hire our think tank services. Corporations can hire us too and everyone in the chat, and we'll come to their corporate offices and we'll just brainstorm, charge them $10,000 an hour.
Sarah says another money maker for Matt Haas. I mean, you're rolling in it for sure.
Like, why aren't I a millionaire?
That's a really good question. We could explore that next week.
Well, I'm only short $1 million. I have $1 million to go.
999,000. I have the first 1,000. That's about it. Jack says this is the think tank, and if it was the Shark Tank, well then, never mind. Then who's Mr. Wonderful? There you go. Which one of us in this group is Mr. Wonderful?
Well, I not me. I shoot for this word, but hey, I like fabulous. The word fabulous needs to be spoken much more often in our society. I was on a call, at work, and someone said, "How are you, Matt?" I'm like, "Fabulous." They're like, "Wait a minute, you are fabulous?" I'm like, "Yes, fabulous. Am I on mute? Hello?" I'm fabulous.
I'm trying. I'm just for a second. My mind melded a little bit over to the West Coast, and I was thinking what that call would be like if David Foster was on that call. Probably with an F-bomb. Probably without a bleep button.
That's bleeped out.
That's right.
I'll hit a bleep button.
That's right. Let's see. This is the think tank. He called it Sarah, and then Jax has called it the smut tank. Because really, it is the smut tank. Sammy would be Mr. Wonderful, according to Sarah Steele, by the way.
I'll second that.
I thought I was more like, maybe like Mark Cuban.
Yeah.
Sarah says, I use fabulous so much I must be a queen.
I
Well,
love
yes,
the word.
queen.
I love the word fabulous. It can even be three. It can be 3 words. Fabulous.
Jack says, I have a client whose business name is 6 words and 2 of them are fabulous.
He has fabulous twice in his business name.
It's doubly
Wow.
fabulous.
I want to Google that business immediately. Immediately.
Yes, immediately. For sure. It's a word I think is either overused or underused. There's no happy medium with that word. Are there other words that you don't use enough or you use too much? Would you call them verbal crutches or anti-verbal crutches?
My favorite word is a little risque, but it should be used
I
a
mean,
lot.
we've gone down that road
A
tonight,
lot.
so go ahead.
Wait until you start drinking.
All right, I'll move over here. Go ahead.
Badonkadonk. That is the most perfect word in the English language.
Yeah. Yeah, that is a perfect word. It was a great word when it was starting to be used a few years ago or a couple years ago. Thank you. Thank you for letting me do a spit take. First spit take on the VF.
Happy mediums are boring. Jax private messaged me the name of the business that has the word fabulous twice. Am I allowed to say that business name on air, Jax?
That's a Sarah question, a Jack's question. If he can say it, he'll say it. If not, don't say it because I don't have a bleep button.
It's not bad that the name of the business she sent me. I just didn't know if she wanted me to keep it under wraps or not. I don't want to disclose it if she doesn't want me to disclose it.
Oh man, what a night! This has been by far the best VF talks we've had thus far.
Oh, if you want. Okay, she's given me permission to say the name of the company. Okay, this is the formal name of the company. It's called Fabulous Cleaning at a Fabulous Rate.
That's fabulous.
It does indeed have 2 fabulouses. Very good.
It's doubly fabulous.
You know, it's. Do you remember the Seinfeld where Kramer he was on the Japanese game show, or maybe it was the Chinese game show?
I think it might have been Japanese, but again, my memory's failing me.
It was the Super Terrific Happy Hour. Like, that's the type of name that you should have as a business. Something like that with 2 adjectives in it.
The Happy, Super Terrific, Fabulous Fun Hour.
There you go. Or the Happy Fabulous Cleaning with Awesome Fabulous Rights. I don't know.
And A9.
Everything I post uses the word fabulous. I love it.
My proofs just arrived. That's good, Sarah. I would love to see an unboxing. Do you want to? I'll send you the link. And I'll try not to break Ecamm. But it happened before, and it'll probably happen again during this show. Wish me luck.
Okay, get those. Push all those buttons.
Push them all. Push all the buttons.
Push the buttons.
There are buttons. They need to be pushed. Push them now.
I love unboxings. Hey, Jalen's here. Hello.
Hey, Jalen, how are you? There's the call. Hang on, I'll get Sarah, you're gonna be in the green room for a second. I'll try to get my 3-panel here, right here. And it's all of me now. That's great. Get in, and we get there. There we go.
Hey.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
I got the calendar you sent me. Thank you for that.
Oh, thanks. Now, how can I make this giant on my screen? I can't.
John has the controls.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
You
the
can
way
share your
pip
screen.
the
There's a
way the
share
pip is
screen
working. Let me
button.
see if I could change the perspective here. Hang on one sec. Talk amongst yourselves. Or
Jalen
I could
says,
just go ahead.
Jalen says late as usual. I was going to say, hey, glad you stopped by. Doesn't matter
Glad
when
you're
you
here for sure.
stop by late.
Well,
Stop
there's
by
that,
early.
and there's me, and again, of course, I screw things up. Hang on. Well, I think I could do. Hey, what I'll do is let me go out of this this pip. But I remember the default being landscape, and I forget how to make it portrait.
There should be an option above our little images there that you can change it to square or circles or portrait.
Okay, hang on. Again, we're here we go. 1 second. Now you're back there again.
You can go in demo mode, and I'll tell you what to point.
Yeah, let's go into demo mode and do it that way.
Yay! What happens when you hover over one of our camera feeds? There you go. Can you right-click a camera feed?
No.
Go to hit the magic wand. Bring the magic wand palette forward.
That's for your title.
No, not that magic wand. The magic wand in the upper right.
Up there.
Oh,
Right.
there you go. Well, now you hit it one more time.
Boom.
There you go. Is there an option there to change the shape?
There's one for me, but I don't think there's one for anything else. You know what I'm going to do? Let me go 4-panel and see if that... And if it means that we have a bit of a gray box there, then so be it. I understand what you're saying, Sarah. The resolution is a bit...
I'm going to call up my instance of Ecamm and see where the thing is that I'm thinking of.
There we go. That'll be as big as we can get for now in this situation.
I know how to do it.
All right.
I think you... Can you hide the overlay? Because that's on top, the blue overlay. Oh, I see what you just did.
There we go. We
Now,
just do that.
now right click one of our images.
Mm-hmm. Can't. Nothing pops
Nothing?
up.
Should
Nothing.
give you a flyout that says circle or square. Or... Okay. All right. Anyway.
No. Unfortunately. Let me get rid of my graphic. There we go. Okay. So, after about 5 hours. How you doing, Sarah?
You can come off demo mode.
I'm good. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
perfectly.
Yeah, okay, because I'm looking at this on Facebook, but I'm wondering if I should be on Ecamm Live. Okay.
So you have an unboxing for us. Break out the
All
knife.
right, you ready?
Slice open some cardboard.
Ready?
Yes.
Maybe you can see. All right. Here we go.
No knife needed.
No. Right in there.
There's a whole handful of them.
Well, this is the pagination proofs,
Nice.
and these are page proofs.
Oh, so they're not bound yet. Okay, gotcha. Proof. They're literally proofs. Got it.
Yeah, this is like, you guys are seeing it before I'm seeing it.
Cool.
You know what, let me go make you solo on this so we could see more of this. Hang on one sec. There we go.
Landscape.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. What is that? Is that flowers? Nice. Ooh, I like that one.
Ooh.
April and May. Cool.
Oh, that's looking weird. Uh-oh.
Is that not right?
Uh-oh.
Did they zoom up on it too much?
Uh-oh.
Oh, this one has a story. This is this
Nice.
is dedicated to my friend Sierra and to Andrew Bohr.
I like the October one. That's nice.
That's it.
That's really cool.
Awesome.
Oh,
Super talented.
very talented. That's amazing.
Very nice. Originals 2021. So that's the year
2021.
I'm hoping. Can we skip to that year immediately?
Could we please? That would be fantastic.
I love it. I love artists. I love your work. Amazing. Now,
Absolutely gorgeous.
What's the next step, Sarah? Now that you got the proofs, walk us through what's next, please.
What's next is, well, I got PDF proofs yesterday. Okay. I got PDF proofs yesterday. And can you hear me if I do that?
I can hear you right
Yeah.
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I found one mistake that is so minor that I decided I'm going to let it go. And anybody who sees it and figures out what it is, they get a gift. But
I
now
like it.
these proofs, I have to go over with a fine-tooth comb. I have to check the color, make sure it's okay. I have to check the pagination to make sure that all the pages are, in the right order and going together, so that when they cut it and bind it and stick the hole in the top, you don't have March with, June's picture. And then I have to check all the Chinese, which is a pain in the ass. And then I just tell them to go. And then I have to sell a whole bunch of them so that I can pay for it.
Oh, I hear you. I hear you. So, okay, so this is a business
my
model.
story.
So you'll have inventory, and then when you get orders, you'll ship out your inventory, or is this print on demand?
Sarah?
I can't hear you
so how-
guys.
Yeah. You want to
Let me
repost that question, Matt?
How come I can't hear you?
Let me give myself some more audio or some more volume there. Maybe you can hear me now. Hello? Check 1, check 2.
I could hear you. I could perfectly hear you. Sarah, can you hear us? I think Sarah's having a hard time hearing us, actually.
Bummer. I'll move my audio back down.
Jalen has a question. Where does one purchase one of the calendars?
I'm back. I can
Oh,
hear
welcome
you now.
back. Welcome back to
Thank
the program.
Jalen wants to know where you purchase the calendars. Where will
Well,
they be for sale?
As soon as I can figure out how to, they will be for sale on my website as soon as I can figure out how to make my website be able to sell things, which was my project this week, and I still haven't achieved it.
What's the website address so people can bookmark it in
Yep.
anticipation?
It's just my name, sarahsteele.com. And if any of you are geniuses at WooCommerce, you can take it right away.
I've cobbled together a WooCommerce site, but it wasn't easy, and I haven't done it in a while, so you're probably better off with someone else. But
I'm trying
it can
to
get complicated. Those shopping carts can get real complicated
Yeah, that's the
with
problem.
item numbers and sub items and different versions and sales and discount codes and refunds and it's like I'm always looking up how to do something on the interwebs when it comes to WooCommerce. I asked you earlier, Sarah, when you're having audio issues, is your business model to print a whole bunch of inventory, have that on hand,
There
and
we
then
go.
send out the inventory when people
This
purchase?
should work.
I don't think she heard me. Okay.
I'm
Can you
sorry,
hear me?
Matt. Repeat,
Okay,
because
sure
I
thing.
didn't have my earbuds in. Try it again.
No problem. Is your business model print on demand, or will you print a
Oh,
whole bunch
no,
of
no, 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 no,
inventory?
no, no. If you printed this on demand, it would be huge. You'd have to sell them for, $300 a piece.
Gotcha. How do you mind me asking, like, how many are you going to print on your first run? The quantity?
I'm only doing one run this year, and I'm only doing one. I'm printing 3,000.
3,000.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's fewer than I did last year, but it's so late this year that I was afraid I wouldn't be able to sell them if I printed more than that.
Nice.
Your
Do you
work.
have
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, sorry. It's your show, John.
Oh yeah, I was interrupting in the middle of a thought. What I was going to say, Sarah, is your work is incredible, and I really appreciate your work. And I bought one of your pieces. I will probably buy another. It is just really awesome stuff.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Matt.
Do you
Sorry about that.
have an audience that you can market to? Do you have an email list or like a bunch of
Yeah, I
following
have a
somewhere?
list of about 1,700.
Cool. How do you market? What sites and what processes do you use to do the marketing?
Social media, mostly word of mouth, and my mailing list and word of mouth. That's about it.
Wow. Yeah. Start capturing people's emails if you want some unsolicited advice.
Go to my website and just fill out the contact form, and you will be on the list.
Sweet.
No, I'm all over mailing lists, Matt. You don't have to convince me.
Good. People bash mailing lists. Let me tell you,
No way.
people have been using email for 40 years. They know email. It's well figured out. And it's just as legitimate today as it's ever been. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. My email list is amazing. I get over 50% opens.
Mm-hmm.
The last one I got 68% opening rate.
Amazing. I jump up and down when I get 38. Wow. Good on you.
I gotta say this. It is really incredible to see how much all of our sort of ventures or our products or projects rather have grown ever since Lita. I can't get over the amount of talent that's in this group. Not by any stretch of the imagination. You're trying to share something. I'll bring it up on screen. There we go.
Got the email list right on the frickin' front page. I love it. Oh, I'm not sharing yet. There we go. Look at this. Right on the front page. Boom.
Boom.
That's my email address. I publicly list my email address. If anyone wants my email address, there it was. Please select at least one list to subscribe to. Okay. There you go.
Boom.
I think
Boom.
something is weird about that. It's not. That doesn't
that's-
look the way it
that's an
should look.
odd-
but
Should I
that's
go?
okay.
Should I go solo in this and see what that looks like? There we go.
like to subscribe to my mailing list for latest updates, blog posts, exhibits, and more. This is the place. Please note, I will never sell. Yeah. Okay, so. I think I'm signed up. Very cool. Very cool.
I should probably. Hey, Matt, hang on 1 second. I'll get this back up and running here.
I booted myself off.
That's all right. It happens. It happens from time to time.
Oh,
And I
nice.
think
You
I lost
scared me off.
Sarah in the process here. Oh,
Thanks for sharing that, Sarah. I appreciate it.
Sarah says, thanks, Jalen, and also says, thanks all, I'm getting off. Sarah, thank you for joining us tonight. Your work is incredible, and I appreciate the time you spent tonight on it, but all your work, and also our friendship. You're fantastic, Sarah. Thank you.
There's a similar piece of artwork I have on my wall from a friend who does oil paintings. So she does desert landscapes. I bought some of that. So I love art.
Sarah's glad that we could all watch the unboxing with her, and it was really cool to see the unboxing. So, Jalen says thank you.
My son finished another cooking picture. Like he cooked up that piece of fish. That one was raw earlier. In the earlier picture.
You gotta be careful you don't overdo fish. There's a fine balance about how long you cook fish before it becomes over sacrificed versus, it mimicking a sushi.
I like it white and hot or warm in the middle, but not burnt the whole way through.
Jax, this is not any of the NA9 stuff, by the way, if you want to try to just say.
Oh, is she getting, am I not scrolled the whole way?
I think Jax might have jumped off already.
Okay. Cool.
Jalen also providing the advice, just don't eat it, which I think is something I can easily, I'm not touching that.
I like me some fish tacos. There's a bar up the street, and oh my God, their fish tacos are to die for.
Under false premises, I was supposed to bring you on here talking about tacos, and it ended up being, smut.
Well, we did talk a little bit about tacos. Sammy's
Just a little
set
bit.
and my plush taco. That counts, I think, right?
Yeah. Sammy's spending $72 on a taco set.
We're having fajitas at the Haas house this evening. Does that count? They're kind of like
Sure.
tacos. I mean, all of Mexican food is the same 9 ingredients, just stacked differently. If you break it right down. I mean, come on. Oh, it's this combination, that's a chalupa. Oh, it's this combination, that's a burrito. It's like all the same stuff.
See,
I
this is
smut,
what
yes.
happens when you end up coming in late. You missed the smut. All the NA9 material.
Yeah, it got kind of smutty around here, but you never know. We could go off the rails again. It's just a chance we take.
Yeah. It's a risk we take every day. Every hour. Every minute.
That's actually a psychological technique is, you don't want anything predictable. Like you want it, it's always a chance something could happen, but you're not sure if it's going to happen.
Just want to make sure I get the graphics back in there.
They did the experiment where like they'll put like a monkey in a cage, and every time they push a button, like a little piece of food will come out. And it was 1-to-1, button push, one piece of food. But then they did it where it was random, where like sometimes it would take 5 pushes. And then once it got to that dynamic, it was like, bah, 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 bah. It was, Anyway, you get it.
Jalen says, damn my lateness, I'll get into smut. Jalen, I look forward to you getting into smut.
That is welcomed here. We're smut friendly.
Smut friendly and also technology somewhat friendly.
Definitely
no.
taco friendly.
Definitely taco friendly, without question.
Live streaming equipment friendly.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
Bungee
Taco
jumping
Tuesday is a
friendly.
holiday with us, right? Taco Tuesdays. That's something the group has believed in for months.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we talk about all kinds of things here. Nothing's off the table.
nothing's off the table at all. Everything's on the table. Well, Matt, I believe there's a fun house going on right now, and I know we're at a quarter to 7 o'clock.
Okay, you want
And
to pop over there?
yeah, and
Excellent.
Matt, as always, you're fantastic. Thank you for jumping on the program tonight. Thank you, Sarah, for joining us. Jalen, thank you for watching. All of you who have watched the program this evening, thank you for tuning in to the VF Talks. And remember, thumbs up, absolutely. Like, comment, subscribe. Stay safe, stay sane, stay strong, stay sober. Have a great night. Have a great weekend. We'll see you Tuesday night at 6:30 Eastern, 3:30 Pacific for the Venture Forward. Good night.
Good night, everyone.